What is going on, Bears fans? We got a wild rumor going around right now that the Bears could be pulling the trigger on a trade for Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan of the 49ers were in the Super Bowl last year, Shanahan's, and a really great offensive mind. And as we start to put the pieces together to this, it's starting to look like, if not a possibility, it looks like at least something that would or could be or should be considered by the Chicago Bears. Now, if you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Let's get into it right now. So this is how it started off. Kyle Shanahan starts raving about Caleb Williams. Shanahan says this: as talented as there is, the stuff that you saw in college you can see in the NFL. As good a thrower as there is, born to play the position, got the athletic ability to do whatever. He's got the speed to do whatever. He's gotten a lot of playing time. He's getting better as this year goes. I think he's getting a lot more consistent. I think he's been playing his best ball probably here the last few weeks. He's put them in a chance to win here in these last few games. And look, I think this is a stepping stone of development to be able to have all of this in my first year. I wouldn't say I'm happy for it, says Caleb. Having these moments is definitely something that will help me in the future. Having these situational moments that it's hard to rep in practice, having some of these moments, having your coach fired or coaches fired and people being promoted, things like that all happening within a couple of weeks of each other. You think, I know it would help me in the long run being able to handle all of this, handle this first year and being able to grow for it. Now, look, that puts a dent into the idea of Thomas Brown becoming the coach. And it's not the first time that something like this has happened. But first of all, let's talk about this. Kyle Shanahan suddenly just glazing up and going crazy over Caleb Williams. What is he seeing? Well, that leads to another part because people are asking the question, why is that happening? Well, then Mike Florio starts talking about, hey, you know what? Maybe let's talk about a Kyle Shanahan trade to the Bears. And look, it looks like, and first of all, we have to acknowledge Kyle Shanahan is a great addition to any team. He's a great coach. He's a significant offensive mind. He knows what he's doing. However, you've got to be honest with yourself. The San Francisco 49ers are falling apart. They're getting old very, very quickly, and it's going to take a lot to continue that rebuild process. Maybe something that Kyle Shanahan doesn't want to be part of. So could he be available? Well, I don't know, but Mike Florio seems to think that he is. So appearing on the Rich Eisen show, Florio mentioned how the Raiders sent John Gruden to the Buccaneers in 2002. And that is true. But also, Herm Edwards went to the Kansas City Chiefs in 2006. Bruce Arians went to the Buccaneers in 2019. And Sean Payton went to the Broncos in 2023. And look how Sean Payton is developing Bo Nix right now. I mean, these things are happening in front of us real time. So it is possible that we look at something like this and we see a Kyle Shanahan move. Now, the 49ers, to their credit, they've suffered a rash of injuries from Brandon Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey and Jordan Mason, but Christian McCaffrey, I think, is 29, something like that. Bosa look, these guys are getting old. They're starting to hit. And by the way, that's your prime time. 28 to 32 we consider to be prime time, but when we look at a 32-year-old receiver like a Keenan Allen, we're like, he's on the downside. So we have to recognize that the peak of San Francisco is starting to be reached, and Kyle Shanahan might be looking for an opportunity to move on to something a little better than what he's been dealing with for the last year. And if he considers that he has some value, then that's what he's going to be looking to do. Now, famously, the Bears fired Matt Eberflus, and look, some of you don't like the fact that Matt Eberflus did that interview. Fine, don't like it, but the decision had not been made at that time, and to stop that would have changed the dynamic and would have given that kind of nod to the fact that a change was coming, which they were not sure they were going to do. Allowing him to do the interview was actually respectful to what Matt Eberflus was doing. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. There's two questions that we're asking today. Number one, is Kyle Shanahan, is that a trade that you would like to make? Number one. And by the way, we don't have to make this decision right now. We're just fanboying this stuff. But Thomas Brown could be fantastic, by the way, and this might be a moot conversation. But would you like to see the Bears make a trade involving getting Kyle Shanahan, a brilliant offensive mind, to steer Caleb Williams into the future, number one? And number two, do you think that the Bears did the right thing in the way that they dismissed Matt Eberflus and allowed him to come out for that Monday morning interview where he said, I expect to be coaching for the San Francisco 49ers game? So let me know what you think in the comments down below, and bear down, San Francisco, couple days away. Let's go, baby.